Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to kick off this morning by using the random comment picker to pick a winner for the giveaway. 18 months at Target and I'm thrilled. I just still can't believe it. It gets better every week. So I'm going to ask Joe to take all the comments from last week's vlog, put them through the random comment selector, and we'll come up with a winner. And the winner will receive either a steamer from Amazon or an Amazon voucher, dependent on which they prefer. So can we just do that, Joe?
Yeah, I've already loaded up the comments, so I've just got to press the pick a comment button.
And here we go.
Right, okay, let me just get this in shot, sorry. Good luck, everyone. Try and get that in focus. It's from Josie Cross. She says, I really love salads. Always have done, but only just discovered the very small sweet peppers and think they are really delicious. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thanks Josie. That's a great suggestion. I like those peppers too. So if you can drop me an email, and you'll find my email address on the About Me section of my channel, and we can communicate and determine which prize you'd like. Thanks to everybody who took part. There's been some great ideas put forward, and I really am going to try harder with salads. I think I'm missing out on some of the lovely salads I could be eating. Before I move on to do my results for this week, I just wanted to share this with you, which would go nicely with a salad actually. We're always looking for cooked meats that don't contain nitrates and goodness knows what else, all the things I don't recognise. And Joe has found, is that in shot, Joe?
A little higher maybe. Yeah, that's great.
Joe has found in Asda this cooked roast beef, and you get 2 packs for £4, that has only beef and salt in it. No peculiar additives or nitrates. Sainsbury's do a similar one. So I'm going to be trying that with some salad. And the other thing I've really enjoyed this week, when the weather's hot, excuse me, I don't particularly reach for ice creams and things like that. I do like cold fruit. So I've been buying these packs of melon.
Other way up. Yeah,
melon,
that's great.
From Marks and Spencer, 600 grams, and it's 3 or 4 different types of melon. Sometimes it comes in chunks, sometimes it comes in slices. It's ready to eat, keep it in the fridge, really refreshing. And I can just eat one of those packs as a dessert after my lunch usually. So they're £3.75 in Marks and Spencer's, and really, really sweet and juicy. So that's my 2 food products for this week that I've been enjoying and I'm going to enjoy in the forthcoming week. Now let's cut to my results. I've been to group this morning and it was a busy group, and it was a buzzing group. And it's really weird because I come on here every week and I tell you how much I love my group, and I do. But this morning I found it really hard going. Not because the group wasn't friendly, not because it wasn't a positive place to be, but everybody was rattle, rattle, rattle. Is it the sunshine? Is it because it's the end of half term? Is it, I don't know what it was, but 2 or 3 times this morning we needed calling to order because there was too much chattering going on. And I'm not used to that in my group. It's usually a really buzzing place before the meeting starts and then it quietens down. And it just kept buzzing today. And I've come away with a headache, but I think it's more about me than it is about them, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, so I said last week my desire this week was to gain a little weight. So I decided I needed to up my sins a bit. I stuck to my 2 A's and B's every day, and I had a few more sins. Still within my weekly allowance, so still bang on plan. And the result I got was a £1 gain. Now, I am happy with that, even though I still find it hard in my head. I'm not sure that my head will ever catch up with my body. It's a weird feeling when you gain weight. And it's very, how can I say it? It's very hard not to automatically go into a negative frame of mind. Because I'm still 7.5 pounds under target. I mean, what on earth do I want? But yet I've come away today not feeling like a failure because I actually achieved what I set out to achieve. But I haven't got the same buzz that I had last week when I lost £1. And I know this is something I've got to address. Can't keep losing weight, don't desire to keep losing weight. but I'm just sharing with you the emotions it brings up in me, in the hope that some people will relate to what I'm saying. I enjoyed group very much. Excuse me, I haven't eaten and I should eat before I do this really. I enjoyed group very much in the way that we're getting lots of new members in. We had 5 people between the 2 groups this morning that got to target. I think that's, those are good figures. Quite a lot of awards given out this morning, including a 5.5 stone award, a 2.5 stone award, a 3.5 stone award. A lady in my group who has been at Target for over 5 years made a decision, I think at the beginning of April, to take another half stone off and move her target. And today, which was her 6th, let's get it right. Today was her 6th year anniversary of initially getting to target. She lost another half stone and got a new target. I think that just showed me that it's never too late. If you've been on this journey for a while and you've been sitting at target for, a year, 2 years, whatever, but you start to feel that you're ready to do it again, go for it, because you only have to drop your target by £7. And if you've been sitting at maybe a 3 stone weight loss or even a stone weight loss for a year, it might be the time now with the sun coming out, you might feel ready to do it again. And I found that quite inspiring this morning with the ladies' achievements. Things I brought from group this morning, there's a couple of things. One, there is actually an Iceland Slimming World meal coming out, which I find quite appealing. I'm not saying I'll try it, I might think about it, but it's a ham and creamy pasta, so a bit like a carbonara, and that's one of the new ones that is being released tomorrow. The same lady that got to her new target was sharing with us one of the things that she did this week, and that was she cut down a little on her fruit because she wanted to lose 1.5 pounds this week to make that target on her anniversary. She actually lost £2. She cut out some of the fruit she usually eats, and she made a decision to make something that she used to have way back when at Slimming World, which was a mackerel pate. And I think I might try this actually. You take a tin of mackerel in tomato sauce, which is something I wouldn't eat as a tin of mackerel in tomato sauce, but I could imagine as an ingredient in another dish. You put it in your blender with 16 crab sticks and 2 or 3 tablespoons of natural Greek fat-free yogurt, and you blitz it really well. And what the lady was sharing was there is a sweetness to this, which I can imagine from the crab sticks. And if you take celery sticks and fill them with this mackerel pate, there's a free, either something you can add to a salad or something you could use as a snack if you still snack. And she said she believes that's what's turned the corner for her this week, cutting out some of the fruit and adding that in instead. So yeah, that was really valuable. I want to bring a thank you on my channel today to a young lady called Kirsty who lives in Oman. Kirsty sent me a message during the week that really spoke to me, and it was a quote that she had read that she wanted to share with me. And what it was, it's being persistent that gets you there, but it's being consistent that keeps you there. And I want to say a big thank you for that, Kirsty, because that has really, really strengthened me this week. I wanted to gain weight. I shared that in my video last Saturday. But for me, that's still quite a frightening thought. I guess I'm still scared that once I start to gain weight, will I know how to stop gaining weight? Now, for people who are still on the weight loss journey and have a way to go, that might sound like a very odd thing to say. But for me, somebody who has been morbidly obese for in excess of 40 years, it's very realistic, because I have lost weight so often and then regained it and more besides, that once I start looking at even the thought of gaining weight, my head goes into that, oh my God, Jane, what if you do it and you can't stop? And it has had, I mean, Joe said to me quite a few times this week, "What's wrong with you, Mum? You seem very anxious." And I've kept saying, "There's nothing wrong with me," haven't I, Joe?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me, I'm fine. But I have, all week, been in a bit of a state of anxiety because I knew I needed to put some weight on. I knew I wanted to put some weight on. But I was quite terrified of getting to a group this morning and being told you've gained half a stone. And it brings up all sorts of weird emotions in me. So although I've had a positive week and I am really happy with my result, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, it's brought up a lot of stress in me. And now I know Joe always tells me, be aware, stress makes you fat. You know, be careful, deal with stress, don't just let things rise up in you. I am also really aware that wanting to gain weight for me, when I'm already comfortable, really comfortable with the way I eat, has had me reverting to something that I know I'm not wise to do, which is drinking my sins. And 4 times this week I've been in Costa, and 4 times, well, I've been in Costa more than 4 times, but 4 times I've chosen to have a vanilla latte. And I don't drink the sugar-free syrups that people use in Costa. I would rather sin the real thing because I don't do artificial sweeteners. So 4 times I've had this vanilla latte, which is 8.5 sins, so that's 34 sins over the week, purely as a way of getting up my sins. And it's got me £1 weight gain. Now I'm going to ask Joe to help me to share with you the amount of sins I've chosen to have this week, which included my Marks and Spencer's scone last Saturday. So Joe, on Saturday I had
23.5.
which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday I had
5.
Monday,
9.
Tuesday,
11.5.
Wednesday,
8.
Thursday,
6.5.
Friday.
20.5.
You see, I needed to eat some extra cheese yesterday to get my sins up to a reasonable level. This is how seriously I take this journey. That totalled 84 sins for the week. I'm allowed 105, so I was still 21 sins, or 3 a day, down on what I could have had to still be on plan, and I gained £1. So I don't know whether any of you can see why the anxiety's come up in me, because in my head now, if I can gain £1 that easily, how easily could I gain half a stone? And I know it's all mind games, and with me this whole thing starts in the mind. Right. So going forward this week, I will stick with my 4 hex choices, which may be made up in future of 1A and 3Bs, because sometimes I find it quite, although I like my cheese and biscuits, sometimes I find that I'm having cheese just to get in a second A choice when I don't need one. So there will be 4 healthy extra choices, but it may well be 1A and 3Bs on some days. I'm going to stick to 5 to 15 sins, which is Slimming World's way of doing it. I am not going to promise to average 12 a day because I actually found that quite hard. I don't want to fall back into eating or drinking for the sake of eating or drinking. I eat plenty. I eat 3 good meals a day. I choose not to snack anymore because I don't need to. But I didn't like the feeling of making myself have more sins for the sake of it. I can't promise to do that to myself every week because it wasn't comfortable. So yeah, 5 to 15 sins, which is the Slimming World way. I want to also explain why I do my sins the way I do, because most people would say, well, hang on, you were off plan on Sunday and you were off plan on Friday because you went over 15 sins. I don't think that is off plan. I think that's flexible sinning. Because there are days when if we have to have more than 15 sins, don't know where the 18 came from. If we have to have more than 15 sins because we're going out, or it's a birthday and we choose to have a piece of cake, or we just generally want to have something that is high sins that day, like I might choose to have 25 grams of macadamia nuts for 9.5 sins, but then also want something else that's going to take me over the 15. If I average my sins over the week and stay under the 105, then I'm on plan. If I start to say, hang on, I haven't got enough sins to have my macadamia nuts, and then I'm resentful, the next day I'm going to blow it because the mind games come in. So I have to do it the way it works for me, and that is still on plan. What I have been conscious of today is sitting in group and feeling totally pissed off and irritable, which I think wasn't anything at all to do with group. It's to do with the fact that I've had too much sugar this week, and this is what it does to me, and I can feel it still jangling in me. So no, the vanilla lattes, even though they're okay on my sins, they're not okay with the way they make me feel. And the other thing that I found from drinking them this week, and I only had 4, the other thing I found is that I have not slept as well. And I usually sleep like a baby. Well, a top. You know, like that expression, sleep like a top. I go to bed and I'm generally asleep by 10 o'clock, 10:30. And I'm generally awake by 6:30 and I get up at 7. Excuse me. This week I've been going to bed at my normal time and still been awake at midnight. Wide awake. Not like I've got insomnia or anything. I'm just lying there thinking, I've read a couple of chapters of my book, why am I wanting to go to sleep? Looking at it logically, looking back on what I've done this week, it has to be the sugar. It can't be anything else. Now, as I've just showed you, I've been eating these big tubs of melon. Now, okay, melon's speed food, still very high in fruit sugars. I've been drinking, and these are free, and I've had 5 this week, probably. A lot more sugar than I would usually have. I've been drinking my vanilla lattes with proper syrup in them. A lot more sugar than I would usually have. Made with full fat milk. The sugar in full fat milk. What do you call it, Joe? Lactose?
Yeah, lactose.
Yeah, it's all sugar. All sugar, different kinds of sugar. Sugar doesn't only come out of a bag on a teaspoon. There are so many kinds of sugar. And I've overdone the sugar this week. So I got my £1 gain. Also, my carbs have been up this week because I've been eating more new potatoes than I would usually eat, and I've been eating sweet potatoes this week. So again, carbs are sugar. There's no other way of looking at it. So although I've achieved what I wanted to achieve, I haven't achieved it by the best route, and I need to look again at increasing my intake of calories within plan to increase my weight or hold my weight at maintenance without dramatically increasing the sugars. Because as I'm sitting here now, I feel like, does anybody know that feeling when you're a smoker and you have your first cigarette of the day and it leaves you feeling jangly? That's how I feel today. So it's been a good week. The food's been good, but the sugar's been way too high and the sleep's been wrong. Now, Joe and I were talking about sleep earlier, and Joe was explaining something to me about circadian rhythms.
Yeah.
Can you explain it a little bit?
Well, basically, your body has a natural rhythm that it goes through during the day where it releases certain hormones that will either like wake you up or put you to sleep and help you rebuild. So, like in the morning, your body's releasing stress hormones to wake you up and get you out of bed and like get on with the day, and then at night it will release like repairing hormones to like put you to sleep and help like rebuild your body ready for the next like cycle. And yeah, we were talking about the fact that there is a sort of clock way of looking at it. And when I was telling Joe about my not being able to sleep and still being awake at midnight, he explained to me the part of your hormone system that is to repair your physical body is what works between sleep at 10 p.m. through to 2 a.m. Is that right? Yeah.
And the part of your hormone system that uses sleep to repair your psychological system or brain, whatever,
Yeah,
emotions.
psychological repair.
So psychological repair is the sleep that you get between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. So I generally feel absolutely fantastic because I usually sleep between about 10:30 and 6:30. So bang on, I'm getting the physical repair and I'm getting the psychological repair. This week I've been drifting off to sleep somewhere between midnight and 1 a.m. and I've been awake every morning at 4:30 when the birds have started to sing. Now I haven't got up at 4:30, I've laid in bed listening to an audiobook or just daydreaming, but I haven't been sleeping. So yeah, that has really put my brain out of gear this week, which I think has stressed me. And Joe always tells me, hold on to stress and you'll hold on to body fat. So that's been really useful, just having that chat with Joe on the way home from group, telling him how I felt and why I felt, and him being able to explain maybe why that was. So yeah, it's been a great week on plan. I'm happy with my result. I'm ready to move forward. I'm going to cut down the sugars I eat this week from the things that I would normally say were healthy things like fruit and stuff. You can still have
maybe
too much
600
sugar,
grams of melon's a bit much.
especially if you do it 5 times a week.
Yeah.
So, and it is greedy. Something else we were talking about, I was chatting with a young woman at group this morning, got a gorgeous young girl in my group who's just got a 5.5 stone award and looks like a model. She's beautiful, she's a lovely, lovely girl. But she was saying to help her get her weight off now, she's much more conscious about the fruit she eats. And it's something I shared a couple of weeks ago, and then look at me, I've gone back on it and blown myself out the water. So I need to listen to what I'm saying. Practice what you preach, Jane. Thanks for everybody who took part in the giveaway. It's been our pleasure to do it. Congratulations to Josie on winning, and there will be more giveaways coming up because we really enjoy being able to give something back. Yeah, wishing you all a good week. Let me know how you're doing. I am interested, I do care. We're all on this journey together. And thanks again, Kirsty. It's being persistent that gets you there. It's being consistent that keeps you there. And remember, it works if you work it. It won't if you don't. Cheers, everybody. Thank you.